Here's another undesigned coincidence. All three of the Synoptic Gospels record that a man named Simon from Cyrene, who was just entering Jerusalem, was forced to carry Jesus' cross. You can compare the verses here. Interestingly, Mark includes this extra detail that Simon was the father of Alexander and Rufus. Who are these men? They're not mentioned anywhere else in Mark, nor anywhere in the Gospels. Usually, people were identified as son of someone, not father of someone, unless the son was somehow famous or well known. It seems that perhaps the people to whom Mark was writing might have known Alexander and Rufus. Well, it's interesting to read at the end of the book of Romans, this note by the Apostle Paul. Greet Rufus, a choice man in the Lord, also his mother and mine. We know that Paul had not yet visited Rome at this point, but apparently Paul knew Rufus's mother, implying that perhaps she had traveled from somewhere else that Paul had known her as well. How likely is it that this Rufus in Romans was the same Rufus of Mark 15, since Rufus was a fairly common name? Interestingly, there are several other church fathers or historians who record that Mark wrote his gospel in Rome for his Roman audience. You can see my other video where I go through this evidence about the different coins and terms that are being used, how he explains the Jewish terms and translates them for the Roman audience. So it seems likely that Rufus was the son of Simon of Cyrene, and Rufus had later moved to Rome, like Mark did, and that's why Mark mentioned him here, because his audience knew him. This provides another undesigned coincidence which confirms both Mark and Romans.